Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes.
Hey, college football fans. We've got an exciting matchup on Friday as the Oklahoma Sooners host the Temple Owls. I'm here to break down why Oklahoma is not just going to win, but also cover the spread, and why you should be looking at the over for this game. Let's start with the Sooners. This is their first season in the SEC, and they're loaded with talent. They've got a fantastic defense and a sophomore quarterback, Jackson Arnold, who's ready to take charge. Oklahoma has made some key portal additions, especially on the defensive line, ensuring they're not just competitive but dominant. And here's a stat for you: they haven't lost a non-conference home game since 2016. The last team to beat them at home in non-conference? Ohio State. Temple, on the other hand, is going to be in for a rough night. They've forced the fewest turnovers in the American Athletic Conference, and with a starting quarterback yet to be named, they're already on shaky ground. Remember the old saying, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Plus, the Owls committed the second most turnovers in college football last year. So, I'm taking Oklahoma to cover the spread here without breaking a sweat. Now, let's talk about the total. I'm eyeing the over 59 points for this game. The Sooners are going to want to get on the board quickly, especially with a new quarterback looking to settle in. Expect Oklahoma to play aggressively, putting up some serious points. Last year, they averaged a whopping 41.7 points per game. Temple's defense? Well, it was one of the worst in college football last season, going over the total in 6 of their last 11 games. With Oklahoma's offense firing on all cylinders and the Owls struggling to stop them, I see this game flying over 59 points. To sum it up, I'm taking Oklahoma to cover and the over 59 points for this Friday showdown. If you're enjoying this analysis, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and drop your predictions in the comments. Let's gear up for an exciting game. Now we're gearing up for an intriguing matchup as the Michigan State Spartans host the Florida Atlantic Owls. Today, I'll break down why I'm taking Michigan State to cover and why you should consider the under in this game. Let's kick things off with Michigan State. The Spartans have a solid track record at home against non-conference opponents, going 6-1 in their last 7 matchups. In contrast, Florida Atlantic has struggled on the road, with a dismal 1-20 record in their last 21 games against non-conference foes. While FAU has shown some improvements offensively, facing a Big Ten team like Michigan State under a new coach will be a tall order. Coach Jonathan Smith is eager to set the tone for the season in this first game, and a commanding win at home will definitely send that message. I'm taking the Spartans to cover the spread at minus 14 points without a hitch. Now, let's talk about the total. I'm leaning toward the under at 45 points for this matchup. Both teams have been struggling offensively lately. Michigan State has an over-under record of just 1-4 in their last 5 games against non-conference opponents at home, while FAU is sitting at 0-3 in their last 3. Last season, FAU ranked a lowly 89th in scoring, and Michigan State wasn't much better, coming in at 131st. Even with a new quarterback, I don't expect Michigan State to rack up the points, and they'll likely focus on keeping the Owls' offense in check. This matchup has all the makings of a lower-scoring affair, so I'm siding with the under. To wrap it up, I'm taking Michigan State to cover at minus 14 points and the under at 45 total points for this game. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button, subscribe for more analysis, and let me know your predictions in the comments. Can't wait for kickoff. Now we're diving into the opening game of the season as the Wisconsin Badgers take on the Western Michigan Broncos. I'm here to break down why I'm rolling with Wisconsin to cover the spread and why the under is the play for this matchup. Let's start with Wisconsin. The Badgers have dominated this series, winning 4 of their last 5 matchups, including a decisive victory in the Cotton Bowl back in 2017. Now, looking at the recent form, Western Michigan has struggled, losing their last 2 games against the spread and getting completely shut out 24-0 by the Northern Illinois Huskies. Ouch! Wisconsin, on the other hand, finished strong last season, pushing or covering in 2 of their last 3 home games and winning their final 3 games against the spread. The Broncos' defense was one of the worst in the country, allowing the 6th most yards per play, and they'll be without key players like defensive lineman Marshawn Kneeland, who signed with the Dallas Cowboys. That spells trouble against the Badgers' offense that should have plenty of opportunities to score. With Wisconsin's defense only allowing 18.9 points per game last year, the stats and trends heavily favor a comfortable Badgers victory at home. So, I'm taking Wisconsin to cover at minus 22.5 points. Now, let's talk totals. Both of these teams have been lacking offensive firepower, averaging under 24 points per game last season. The Broncos went under the point total in their last 2 games and couldn't even break double digits in either contest. Not exactly a good look. Wisconsin's offense wasn't much better either. They went under the point total in 4 of their last 5 regular season games and were held to 14 points or less in 3 of those. Plus, they've also gone under in 4 of their last 5 games at home. With both defenses showing some strength, especially Wisconsin's limiting opponents to under 20 points per game, we're looking at a lower scoring affair here. So, my total pick is the under at 56 points. To sum it up, I'm taking Wisconsin to cover the spread at minus 22.5 and the under at 56 points for this matchup. College football fans, get ready because we're diving into the showdown between TCU Horned Frogs and the Stanford Cardinal this Friday. Both teams had less than stellar seasons in 2023, but I'm here to tell you why I'm all in on TCU bouncing back and why we should expect a high-scoring affair. First up, let's talk about the teams. If I'm putting my money on anyone to make a comeback, it's gotta be TCU. Remember, they were just in the national championship game 20 months ago. Meanwhile, Stanford has been about as relevant as dial-up internet since the Jim Harbaugh days. No offense, but that's just facts. I'm backing Sonny Dykes and the Horned Frogs to take care of business on Friday and stretch that lead to double digits. The biggest red flag for Stanford this year? Their defense. They were flat out the worst in the country last season, with an EPA per play of 0.210, according to PFF. That's not exactly what you want to see heading into a matchup with TCU's offense. TCU was 34th in scoring last year, averaging 30.5 points per game, and they're bringing back their top 2 receivers and their starting quarterback. I see TCU covering that spread, so I'm taking TCU Horned Frogs minus 9 points. Now, let's talk totals. Stanford's defense last year? Well, they finished dead last in yards allowed per game, giving up 299.7 yards per contest against FBS competition. There are 133 teams in Division I college football, and they were at the bottom of that list. So, you can bet TCU's passing offense is going to have a field day. I'm feeling pretty confident playing the over in this game. TCU's offense is poised to shred Stanford's defense, leading to plenty of scoring. But hold up, we can't forget about Stanford's QB Ashton Daniels and his connection with W.R. Alec Iomanor. This guy is a playmaker. He accounted for over 1,000 of Stanford's passing yards last season. He should find some opportunities to contribute to the scoreboard against TCU's defense. Now, TCU's defense isn't exactly a brick wall either. They allowed 260.6 yards per game last year, ranking 118th in the nation. With both teams struggling on defense and focusing on their offensive strengths, we're looking at a potential shootout. My total pick? Over 58.5 points. So to recap, I'm taking TCU Horned Frogs minus 9 points to cover the spread and the over at 58.5 points for this Friday matchup. If you're vibing with these picks, hit that like button and subscribe for more college football insights. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think will take this one? Catch you next time.